No, we're not.
Now we are live.
Beautiful.
Hello.
Howdy, everyone. One watching, and it's me.
I have to post the link.
That's what you like to see. You posted the link?
No.
Uh,
I got it. It's cool.
we never talked about it. Oh, we have to 4 now. We have to 4. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's so exciting to see the audience trickling in. A little black box theater. Once we hit 10, we're gonna start some bad jokes.
It
Are you
really
all right?
is. Yes. I'm glad we're gonna be holding house until 7:05. So, hooray!
Hooray! Yeah. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For Quarantine Series regulars, thanks for coming back. It's good to see you again, my sweet, sweet dudes. For those who this is their first Quarantine Series joint, welcome. Welcome to the quarantine, dare I say. Oh man. Bad jokes start now, baby.
Okay. And we officially will not be taken off YouTube right now.
Officially won't be taken off YouTube. You love to see it.
Well, unless anything absolutely crazy happens. But I have taken all the necessary precautions as of right now.
That's all you can do. All right, we are well past 10 now. So what's popping, y'all? We are holding house until 7:05. In the meantime, get ready, just buckle in for some high quality jokes I'm about to spit at y'all.
Wait, we got some high quality jokes.
High quality jokes, bro?
What?
Oh man, I shouldn't have ironically hyped them because they're not good. Hey, all right, hey Madison,
Yes, Anna Maria?
what's the best thing about Switzerland?
What?
I don't know, but the flag is a big plus. So, next one, we're gonna keep it rolling.
Where did the computer go dancing?
Oh man, where?
The disco.
Oh no.
Ayo. Wait, oh wait, no, I like this one. Hang on. A woman in labor suddenly shouted, shouldn't, wouldn't, couldn't, didn't, can't. Don't worry, said the doc. Those are just contractions.
Wow.
That's actually unironically my favorite one.
Pregnancy and grammar? Are you kidding?
Amazing. That's sensational.
Why are there gates around cemeteries?
Oh, goodness. Why?
People are dying to get in.
No, that's real though. That's like, so, like social distancing. People like cemeteries are like, people are treating us like parks. Isn't that bonkers? Oh, these are real. These are real rough. Here, I'm gonna share something that I thought was really brilliant when I was 7 years old. Are y'all ready?
No, I love it.
So bad. But it's very, like, you have to be familiar with the flying car from Harry Potter. It was what do you get? Oh God, what do you get when you put a dog in Arthur Weasley's car? A flying carpet. Boom! I just humiliated myself on a public live stream that will be recorded. for
But it's 7:05 now, so you are able to stop the jokes and we are able to introduce the rest of the show.
There you
I
go.
love it.
Ooh-wee. Alrighty. Logan, would you like to take us away?
Yes.
Beautiful. Are you going first or am I going first? Hello, hello?
What? Can I give the curtain speech?
Yeah. Let's go. Let's rock and roll.
Yes. Alrighty. Welcome. Hello, everyone. And welcome back to the quarantine series. So, we are a Houston, Texas based play reading series that offers new plays a workshop process, rehearsals, and a directed public reading, all through virtual conferencing and live streaming. It's pretty cool. Tonight, we'll be presenting a new one-act comedy, F is 4, written by Evan Boffman. I think you're really going to enjoy this. It's really raucous comedy, rife with a lot of commentary on American education. I think you're really going to like it. So at the end of the presentation tonight, I'll be facilitating a talkback with all the artists involved. So we'll be taking questions from you in the chat on our YouTube Live. So make sure you're logged in and you're in the chat so you can talk to us. We love seeing your reactions during the play. And like in a theater, you can't be like, oh, snap, she just pull out a knife. Holy crap. But here, you can do that in our chat. So get in there. We really encourage you to ask questions during the performance and then stay tuned after to hear them answered by the artists in our talkback. So lastly, the quarantine series is currently a donate if you can operation. So we recognize that this pandemic is economically disastrous for a lot of people. So we're not asking for any payment whatsoever. However, if you have the means and if you feel moved to donate, our Venmo is at the quarantine series and our Cash App is also $ the quarantine series. So if you'd like to donate, please send all of your funds that way. All the funds collected tonight will be just evenly distributed among the artists within the company for the presentation tonight. And if you don't have the means to donate, you can still support us at the Quarantine Series by following our pages on Facebook, the Quarantine Series, and on Instagram, which is the Quarantine Series HTX. And you can leave a review on our Facebook page, share and comment on our posts, share the love, or you can fill out this anonymous survey that we're dropping in the YouTube chat right now to help us get better. We love hearing ways to get better. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and send it over to Anna Maria, who will be reading stage directions tonight. So I hope y'all enjoy F is 4 by Evan Boffman.
F is 4 by Evan Boffman. Directed by Mohammed Khairisman. Characters. Dr. Quell, a high-ranking school district official, played by Denise Marin. Catherine Clemens, mother of Abraham, a disruptive student, played by Zoe Ellis. Clarissa Clemens, older sister of Abraham, played by Brittany Jones. Mr. Washington, one of Abraham's teachers, played by Zach Howard. Somewhere in the headquarters of an unspecified American school district, at a long table, business-like individual, Dr. Quell, sits across from Catherine Clemens, a tired mother of 4. Next to Catherine is her oldest daughter, Clarissa, 20-something years of age and looking almost as tired as her mother. Behind them, poster paper hangs on the walls charting various notes and educational data. This is some kind of meeting room. On the table, a porcelain mug is filled with pens, markers, and number 2 pencils. Quell silently reads papers from an open file folder, which sits in front of her.
Yes. Wow. Yes.
Oh. What is it?
My colleagues didn't make a mistake with this one.
No?
Reading your son's file, it's clear, is all.
What's clear?
He's earned this.
Earned what?
You don't know.
No, I don't know.
You didn't read about it in the Times?
The hell is the Times?
Paper, Mom.
That's still a thing?
Surely you came across it in the news then.
Do I look like someone who can afford a smell-o-vision? The news is always so depressing anyway. It smells like death.
Mom, you're being antagonistic again.
Oh, thanks, Clarissa. I knew I brought you for a reason. She's the buffer, you know.
The buffer?
Keeps me in check. This one doesn't like me revealing my true nature. It embarrasses her. Disgraces the Clemens family name. Ain't that right, dear?
Christ, without fail.
Hard to smooth out these rough edges. Not too easy to make me shine.
Shall we begin? I do have another appointment with the family starting in...
Hey, now don't go rushing us out here just yet.
I'm not rushing anyone. One of Abraham's teachers from his newest school, Mr. Washington, will be with us shortly. Unfortunately, he's running a little late, and I just wanted to get the ball rolling.
Mr. Washington, Mom, that's the one I told you about.
Which one? The good-looking one who's really a...
Yeah.
Glad I showed up then. Took half a day off for this. She insisted I come, said it was important.
It is important.
Indeed, it is your son.
Oh, God. Isn't it funny how you give your son a name like Abraham, hoping he grows up to do great things like all the other Abrahams before him, and he just shits the bed? Judas. Maybe that would have been a better fit. Ooh, or Lucifer. Little Lucy Clemens.
Mom, knock it off already. This isn't like meeting with a principal. This is something else. Something bigger.
Is that true? You bigger and badder than a principal?
My official title is Third Assistant Chief Supervisor of Secondary Education.
Well, I officially don't know what the hell that means, Mrs.
Dr. Quell.
Fancy. Get to correct me and everything. My apologies, doctor.
My job for the district is complicated. In simple terms,
Yes, do keep them simple, please.
I am one of a few people who oversees what goes on in the middle and high schools.
I see. It's a big old school district, so Abraham must have done some real tidal waves to get your attention. Some real tsunami type shit. That's his style, all right.
It's true. You wouldn't be here if your son wasn't of a particular breed of student.
A breed? Is he some kind of animal?
If I may, Mrs. Clemens.
Is. Never been a missus and never been a doctor neither.
Miss Clemens, your son, because of his school performance, has been flagged.
Selected, chosen.
Oh, okay. For what?
I don't know.
Well, don't you read the Times or smell the news, huh? Flagged for what?
New district policy, new state policy, actually, being adopted all over the country.
Oh, what is it?
First, you must understand that your son, Abraham, has had many chances to change his behavior over the years. He has been suspended 27 times, been moved to 9 different schools. Multiple individualized education plans have been created to ensure your son is adequately supported in each of his classrooms. Yet, there's been no change from Abraham. No real discernible advancement in his work habits, academic achievements, or cooperation with teachers and other school staff.
Yeah. I know he isn't perfect. So what's your decision? You gonna finally expel my son?
No, actually, expulsion is now against district policy.
It is.
Has your brother ever stabbed or shot anyone on school grounds?
No.
Not that we know of.
Then Abraham doesn't qualify for expulsion. Besides, expulsion only pushes the problem onto someone else. It doesn't make a child a better student. It won't redirect Abraham's downward spiral, if you will.
So if not expulsion, what then? Private school? Oh, military school?
This is a public school district. Private and military schools are not part of our system. There are alternatives, yes, that you may explore if you have the means to do so.
Oh, what means are those?
She means those kinds of schools are expensive.
Oh, forget that then.
And I assume homeschooling isn't an option?
No, it's not. I work all damn day. Besides, I didn't get past freshman year of high school myself.
I went to college for a little while.
You aren't qualified. Get that idea out your little head. You work almost as much as I do, and you have to watch after your kid.
Then perhaps you'll understand our decision. You see, there really is no choice for Abraham other than to publicly humiliate him.
What?
The hell's that mean, publicly humiliate him?
The state is paying for Abraham to have the letter F laser branded onto his face.
Oh, God.
I don't understand.
I want to burn the letter F onto Abraham's face with one of those laser machines.
The hell for?
To shame him, of course.
You can't do that.
The State Board of Education has already implemented the policy. We in the district are only doing what we're told, what is expected of us.
That has to be against the law.
I assure you, the state Supreme Court has given the okay.
You can't brand a 15-year-old's face. You can't brand a 15-year-old, period. He's not even of age.
The state has lifted all age restrictions in support of this very policy.
This is ridiculous, right, Mom?
Why?
Why?
Why have you people decided that this is the answer?
More students are failing now than ever before because suspensions don't work. Interventions don't work. Expulsions don't work. But studies show humiliation does.
How does humiliating a kid make him do better in school?
You're familiar with the feeling of embarrassment?
She is.
Who isn't?
It's a horrible feeling, right? You'll do anything to make that feeling go away.
And?
A humiliated student will do what he can to escape that embarrassment.
Like, kill himself, you mean?
That's a little extreme, don't you think?
Actually, it isn't.
An embarrassed student will be motivated to get good grades because good grades, a total academic turnaround, will earn that student the privilege of having the letter removed.
Wouldn't they just remove this brand with an even more powerful laser? Wouldn't that be really, really painful?
Oh, I wouldn't know.
You don't know, but you're recommending it for a 15-year-old. Is this a joke?
We couldn't be more serious.
Mom, you can't let this happen to Abraham. It isn't fair.
What else has worked for him? Nothing.
You're not seriously considering this, are you?
Abraham is lost. He doesn't listen to you. He hates me. And I kind of like this idea.
He'll somehow hate you less if you allow this to happen to him. This is a scarlet letter, Mom, just like in the book.
What book?
The Scarlet Letter.
Never heard of it.
Everyone will look down on Abraham, judge him.
Exactly. And he'll do better in his studies to earn back a more normal status. Society won't see him as a lower or a failure, but as an equal.
The Nazis did the same kind of thing during the Holocaust, didn't they? The Jews had to wear those yellow stars on their clothes so everyone could see they were different. How'd that make them feel?
I really wouldn't know. That was a long, long time ago. World War II isn't part of the content standards any longer.
Well, it should be.
Sure. Okay, but that's not important right now.
It really is. Ever heard the saying, those who can't remember the past are doomed to repeat it?
I don't see the relevance.
You've got to ignore her. She went to college for 3 semesters and she thinks she knows everything.
You can't let Abraham walk around with an F on his face. It'll make him feel like shit.
So, it's who he is, isn't it?
Jesus, Mom, nice. Okay, how about this scenario? He's branded and ridiculed by his peers. He and a couple of jaded friends get their hands on ion repeater cannons, walk into the school cafeteria, and start.
You need to start seeing a shrink again. My God, Clarissa. You go real dark sometimes.
Don't forget, Abraham's earned this time and time again. He's had a lifetime of warnings.
He thinks he's cool, Clarissa, that being a jackass, wasting time, acting like a clown at school is okay. And this will definitely show him it's not.
Right. Or maybe he'll learn to love the F. He and his dumbass friends will start spreading the word that it's cool to be one of the F-ups. That's what they'll call themselves, the F-ups. And suddenly you'll have students starting to fail just so they can earn an F and be a part of the club.
She gives her brother way too much credit.
Where do you think he learned that school's a waste of time? Not from me.
Not from you. Please, you couldn't even graduate from college.
I did my best, but after.
Oh, enough of that same old song. Yeah, you're right. I didn't make it past 9th grade. Whitney-doo, which I dropped out of to have you, by the way. You're welcome. Abraham watched you quit, Clarissa. He saw you give up, not me. Your share some of the blame.
Like hell I do. He's lucky I'm around. I'm a better mother to him than you've ever been, even though I have my own son to deal with.
Certainly, we could sit here and point fingers all day.
You know, I said it before, don't rush us out of here. I'm willing to listen to what you got to say, at least have the decency to listen to us.
I am listening to you. I appreciate your opinions. They're very insightful. We are here because I am legally obligated to inform you in person of the district's decision and what it all means. The hope is that today you sign a contract giving us the okay to proceed with the branding. That way, we can schedule the procedure immediately. Know, however, that the district can move forward without your consent.
You can't. My mother and my brother have constitutional rights.
The Constitution has been revised so many times since the Second Civil War.
You just can't. It isn't the right thing to do, damn it.
Clarissa, calm down. God, who's the buffer now?
If a student's guardians are deemed incompetent, the district's duty is to waive their right to the consent.
Let me guess. I'm deemed incompetent. Can't.
A competent guardian wouldn't allow her son to get away with all that Abraham has done.
Who the hell are you to say something like that to?
Clarissa, you know she isn't wrong.
Yes, she is.
I gotta ask you. Do you have a kid? Do you know how hard it is to be a parent?
No, I am not a parent.
From where you sit on your pedestal, then you get to decide that I don't give my all. How easy do you think it is to discipline boys these days?
It's not her fault our dads aren't around to give a hand.
Dads, plural.
My kids have different fathers. It's not that uncommon.
Oh, I know.
And none of them stuck around very long.
Which is just fine. They're all pieces of shit.
Maybe I could have done something to keep them around, but what's done is done.
No, they're losers, Mom. Not worth it. Not a single one of them.
Speaking of losers, why not just bring back the dunce cap like in the old days? Sit the kid in the corner of the class with the cone on his head, embarrassing that way. Seems less severe.
Mm-hmm.
Precisely. It's too tame. A slap on the wrist. The laser brand generates from the same idea, but a dunce cap is too private. Only the 100 or so kids in the classroom would see the cap. Potentially thousands would see the F. As you know, in today's world, it's vital that a large number of people see what's happening. Privacy has really become something of an antiquity. Oh, that would be Mr. Washington. Excuse me.
What'd Abraham do to this one?
I can only imagine. Scarred him for life somehow.
Mr. Washington, thank you for coming. I'm Dr. Quell.
Mr. Washington, a handsome man in a dress shirt and tie, enters the room.
Garden for life is right.
Oh my God.
Hello! I apologize for my tardiness. My internal clock is still out of sync.
It's okay. Please have a seat. These are Abraham's mother and sister.
Yes, I remember them from back to school night. Marissa, was it?
Clarissa, and this is my mother.
Mr. Clemens, so nice to finally meet you.
It is nice to finally meet you under such horrible circumstances, isn't it?
Catherine shakes Washington's hand.
Jesus, let go! You're breaking my fingers! Ow!
Oh, I am sorry. I guess my kinetic calibrators need additional adjustment.
Holy shit, you're strong.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'll live. Hey, this thing needs an out of order sign, though, don't it?
That's not very sensitive, Mom.
Well, my fingers are sensitive too. Jeez.
I offer my apologies once again.
It'll be all right, Mr. Washington. Please have a seat. Moving on. Would you believe Mr. Washington drew this little piece of art on his own face?
It's an interesting fashion statement.
I didn't do it for fashion.
You look in the mirror while you did it because the balls are pretty
Proportional?
Yes, proportional to the length of the
Mom.
Miss Clemens, Abraham hacked into Mr. Washington, controlled him remotely.
He did?
I didn't know what I was doing.
Abraham didn't ruin a desk or a locker. He defaced an eye instructor, one of only 500 employed by the district. Did you know each eye instructor is valued at over $200,000?
What's that? Like a year's salary for you?
No, if only. What you must understand is that the district has a high interest in the success of these alternative educators. Your son has sidelined a sizable investment, one that will cost over 50 grand to repair.
That's me.
Thanks, I got that.
They say I am not worth the time or funding to fix. You see, a majority of my knowledge center was deleted. It was replaced with pop culture trivia, professional sports history, spam, and pornography. Also, if I open my mouth wide enough, strange music starts playing on a loop.
Mr. Washington. Mr. Washington, enough! Stop that.
Sorry, I kind of like it.
Music isn't educational.
It used to be.
You're punishing my kid for that? He should be rewarded. That's genius. Mwah.
We hardly consider it genius.
My kid figured out a way to hack into this hunk of junk and
So, I have feelings, you know.
And wow, just look at that. That's pretty damn cool, don't you think?
No, it isn't cool.
Not cool, Mom.
Fine. Impressive, then. How many kids you got out there in your schools who are tech whizzes like my Abraham?
There are many students who excel in robotics and other areas of technology, but I wouldn't put your son in the same category as them.
No? Why the hell not? Look right here at what he did.
I can see he rendered a valuable asset useless. Not every student gets access to an eye instructor, Miss Clemens. We gave Abraham a chance to participate in a specialized learning environment in order to be supportive of his needs. But he threw it back in our faces. This is supposed to be the next best thing in education. But in its current state, it's little more than jabbering scrap metal.
I don't much appreciate being called an it. Like I said before, I have feelings.
You aren't supposed to, Mr. Washington. That's my point. You're supposed to be an educational tool. Nothing more, nothing less. Where human teachers stumble, you make strides. While men and women struggle with their pupils, you inspire those same children to learn and do great things. That is why you were built. And that is why we bought you. That is your purpose. That is what you do, what normal teachers can't. At least that's what you're supposed to do. But no, you show Eastern European corporophilia fetish videos to 8th graders.
That wasn't my fault.
We aren't blaming you.
Abraham should have known better, but maybe these robot teachers should have had better security software or something.
We're working on it. For the time being, however, we've decided that Abraham deserves to be one of the first branded.
You really just want to punish my son for ruining district equipment, don't you? You want to make an example out of my kid to protect your investments.
No amount of accusations will change the fact that the punishment fits. What Abraham did to Mr. Washington's face isn't pretty, and
What will happen to Abraham's face won't be pretty either.
You know, I don't really like this anymore either.
you're changing your tune, Miss Clemens.
Yes, before I didn't see the picture you were really trying to paint for my son. You want to parade him around with this F, but he isn't an F. Abraham has obvious talent with tech.
What? Can't you do something with that? Put him in a tech class and monitor him closely. Let him shine. Allow him to start to feel good about his education. For once, it's worth a try, right?
Our technology elective courses are reserved for top students. Abraham doesn't qualify.
His qualification is right next to you, picking its nose.
If something doesn't produce boogers, is it even considered alive?
Stop that! You are not alive. You are on. If you want to stay that way, you'll do your best to stay professional. Abraham would be poison in a technology course. He would harass his peers. At best, he would distract his classmates and bring down their scores. At best.
It's not even worth a try.
How many chances are we really expected to give your brother?
Why not one more?
Abraham has done nothing but squander chance after chance. How many chances will he get out in the real world?
The real world? You're dooming him for the real world. He'll never be respected. The stigma of this F will follow him wherever he goes.
Then he'd better do his best to get it removed.
What if he doesn't try? What if he just accepts his fate and walks around thinking he's a failure for the rest of his life? What if he never believes he's capable of things?
We don't see that being a likely outcome.
Really? Well, let's go with your outcome then. Why don't we? Even if the brand is someday removed, Abraham will have lasting psychological trauma. This F will stick with him deep down forever. No matter how hard he works, some part of him will always be a failure. Those around him will always think of him as that, even when the F is gone.
I think what my daughter is trying to say is, how's Abraham supposed to get a job when his boss finds out that he's been one of the Fs?
How am I supposed to get a job when I can't stop thinking about what President Kardashian was wearing in Fast and the Furious Avengers 7?
I'm glad that you're both concerned. Quite frankly, we thought you didn't care much at all about Abraham's well-being. But what will be done will be done.
You can't.
We have to.
Want to know why I dropped out of college?
Clarissa?
Do you?
Not really.
We're getting off topic.
No, it's quite on topic.
Clarissa, there's no need.
I was a good student while growing up. Very smart, very educated, dedicated. I got a full scholarship to UC Inglewood.
Encourage your brother to work as hard as you did then.
And when I went away to college, I met this guy. He was in a couple of my classes. Very nice, very handsome.
On a scale of a microwave self-heating countertop oven to Ryan Gosling Jr., how handsome do you find me?
I got drunk one night at a party and I took him back to my dorm room.
Clarissa, no one needs to hear this.
We slept together.
Okay, really, that is quite enough.
I didn't know he had a girlfriend.
Stop already! Now, Clarissa, I mean it!
When I got pregnant with his kid, the girlfriend didn't like me very much. She and her friends harassed me, called me a slut, a whore. They posted horrible things about me on Face Library, created these horrible memes. They even made effigies of me and my baby, and they hung and burned them around campus. They put my phone and dorm room numbers and men's restrooms all around the city.
Heh, for a good time call.
Eventually, it got to be too much. The labels, the stares, the whispers behind my back, the spit on my face. I couldn't handle it anymore. I dropped out of school after I tried to kill myself and my unborn son.
Whoa, 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 buzzkill.
Why'd you have to do that? Bring all that back.
Sorry, Mom, did I embarrass you? You see, Dr. Quell, labels hurt. Labels scar. You think it's been easy for me to move on from my past? From people's opinion of me?
It is my opinion, beautiful, that we should ditch this sad party, go back to my place, and start fooling around with some consenting electronical appliances.
Honestly, you don't even have any sexual organs.
Quell powers off Washington.
I told everyone we should have held out a couple more years for the I Instructor Jefferson series. They're installed with better security, but whoever listens to me? Your story is sad. I empathize with you a little bit. People call me nasty things all the time. It comes along with the job. But do I let those words bring me down? No. I let them empower me. I'm stronger because of it all. You could learn from that. Ask Ken Abraham.
You know what? I'm the strong one here. My life's been one long, shitty roller coaster ride, and I haven't puked out my brains at every turn. I should be the one with the F on my face, not Abraham.
Mom,
Quiet. For once, please, just shut up.
Are you really willing to be branded yourself?
Is it an option?
The state will allow a student's guardian to wear the shame instead.
Mom, you can't.
She can take advantage of this opportunity to show responsibility for Abraham's actions.
Everyone will stare at you, laugh at you, judge you.
They don't already.
This isn't like you, Mom, to lay down and accept defeat. You're a fighter.
I am fighting. You know, you haven't been a mother long enough. Sometimes you have to jump in front and be a shield when you know that your kids are weak.
I'm not weak.
Oh, it's not your fault that you are. It's mine.
Why are we doing this? Screw these people. Why not just finally move Abraham into another district?
You can't run from this. It's state adopted policy.
Let's just move to another state then, the New Carolina or Old Jersey. It's not like we're successful here.
And give up the job that was so hard for me to find in the first place.
Let's leave this whole country behind. We can go somewhere else that puts higher values on us and our kids. Somewhere where people aren't reduced to test scores and degrees.
And where's this magical place? Are there unicorns and leprechauns there too?
Don't know. There has to be somewhere better than this.
Finland.
What?
If your kids aren't cut out for college and you want other options for them, go to Finland or Norway or Switzerland or Germany or Denmark or Canada or Belgium or West Korea. Any number of other places. But here in America, Abraham's an F. What will it be, Miss Clemens? You want the brand? Or will Abraham take it?
Quell pushes a contract across the table to Catherine.
You have 72 hours to get back to me with your decision. If I don't hear from you, we will schedule him to be branded sometime next.
Fuck you.
Excuse me?
You heard me. Fuck you. Why don't you brand you and your high and mighty friends? None of you are doing your jobs. More kids are failing now than ever before, right? Sounds like the district's fault to me. The educator's fault.
Get out of my office. You are no longer welcome here.
Oh, fuck, you're welcome.
Catherine tries to turn Washington on.
What are you doing?
Come Oh, damn it, how do you turn this thing on?
Be careful, that's district property.
Yeah, come on.
Ouch! Really?
You're on, aren't you?
Mr. Washington, restrain that woman until I get security in here.
You didn't power me off properly. I was in the middle of a titillating conversation with a very attractive vacuum cleaner down the hall.
Don't you look at me like...
And look at the way you're holding that phone. Do you think she likes to be held like that? What if I held you like that?
Let go of me! Help! Security, help!
Washington twists Quell's arms behind her back.
Power off!
You can read minds too, huh? I wanted you to do exactly that.
Malfunctioning brains think alike.
Mom, what are you?
Shut up, Clarissa.
Catherine writes an enormous F on Quell's face.
That's more like it.
Washington places Quell back into her seat.
Ha, 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 ha. That's going right on InstaChatter. Give me the marker.
Why?
Now.
Catherine hands it over. Washington draws an F over the phallus on his face.
Ha, 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 ha. Marissa. Marissa, here.
He hands the marker over to Clarissa.
No. Her.
Like hell she will.
Anyone can see it suits you. Now, Marissa, it's okay.
Clarissa, if you touch me.
Seriously, you're fired, Mom. Everyone has had enough of you.
Washington grabs Catherine now, just as he grabbed Quell before.
Do it, Marissa.
No!
She's earned it.
No, you're weak. Clarissa, you're weak.
Yes. Just like you.
Ha 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 ha.
You think you're better than me?
Well, not by much.
Fade to black. End of show.
Wow. What a crazy time in the quarantine series. Holy moly.
Y'all weren't expecting that one, were you?
We are going to get right into our talk back. So if we could have everybody who is with us right now, go ahead and turn on your cams, get in here. I'm going to go ahead and introduce our playwright and director before we get into questions from the chat. So if you have any questions, please in the chat, go ahead and drop them right now. There's a little delay between what happens in the Zoom call and then what happens in the YouTube chat. So we're just going to have to introduce ourselves and wait for those questions to start rolling in. And if we don't have a question by the time we need one, then I'll hit you with one. So I'm going to start with myself. My name is Logan Butcher. My pronouns are he, him, his. I am a co-producer here at the Quarantine Series. I'm also a playwright, director, dramaturg, and producer in the Houston, Texas area. I'm excited to facilitate this talk back tonight with these wonderful artists. So let's go ahead and meet Mohammed, and then we'll talk to Evan. So what's up, Mohammed?
Cool. Hey, my name is Mohammed Kairisman. My pronouns are he, him, his. And I am a director and actor here with the Quarantine Series. And I'm an actor, poet, director, student, vintage curator, existential crisis questioner here based in Houston, Texas. And I had the pleasure of being the director for this show, man. Goodness gracious, that was wonderful.
Yeah. What's up, Evan? How are you doing tonight?
All right, thank you. That was great. That was great. My name's Evan Boffman. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I'm a playwright and a middle school teacher from Southern California.
Awesome. Awesome. And we're so glad to have all of you sticking around with us for the talk back tonight. Please throw us your questions, as many as possible, for our amazing cast. We're going to have our cast rejoin us once they get some marker off their face. I'm sure y'all understand Magic Fly Theater. So to kick off, I want to ask Evan, before we meet our cast. Oh, they're joining us, but I just want to ask. Yeah, of course. I want to ask Evan, so where did this play come from? What is your inspiration behind this play? What was it like working on it for you? And how did this thing go for you, Evan?
Okay. Well, I mean, I am a teacher, so I've been teaching for a while, and I kind of wrote this play as just kind of like a way to express some of my frustrations and thoughts with the American education system, but do it like say something, but I tried to address it in a humorous way. So that's why I wrote this.
Right.
As far as like working with you all, that it's been really great. The workshop that we did was very helpful. It helped me like clean up some of what needed some fixing, and this final result was really it was really fun to watch.
Yeah, that was super fun. I had a really good time watching and being in the chat also. Awesome. So let's go ahead and meet our cast. So I want to hear your name, your pronouns, what you do, where you're from. So we can go Zoe, Denise, Brittany, Zach.
Hey, hi guys. My name is Zoe Ellis. My pronouns are she, hers. I played Catherine. I am an actress based in Houston, Texas. Did I hit everything, Logan? Yeah, we're gonna assume so. That's me. Thanks for tuning in tonight.
Hey y'all, I'm Denise Marin. I play Dr. Quell. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am an actor based in Houston, currently in Sugar Land, and will be a star at UH next year, hopefully.
Hey guys, I'm Brittany. Brittany Jones, pronouns she, her. I am a recent graduate acting major from the University of Houston, usually based in Houston, Texas, currently in Waller, Texas.
Heck yeah. And Zach.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Cool. What's up, y'all? My name is Zach Howard. I played the role of Mr. Washington. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I am 1 credit hour away from graduating with a BFA in musical theater from Sam Houston State University.
Almost congratulations then. Excellent. It's great to have you all here. We do have a question from the chat, and so if you're in the chat, please, if you have any questions for any of our wonderful actors, our director, our playwright, we've got them here. Actually, before we get into that, I would like also to introduce Anna Maria and Madison. So if y'all, let's go ahead.
So my name is Anna Maria. I'm one of the co-producers of the Quarantine series. I'm also director, actor, writer, journalist, and my pronouns are she, her.
Hi, I'm Madison Sutton. My pronouns are she, her, and I am a stage manager based in Houston, Texas, and I'm one of the co-producers of the Quarantine series.
Awesome. So we do have one question from Kira. Hey, Kira, how are you doing? Glad to see you here. I love that the teacher was a robot. I would like to hear from Evan about why he made that choice.
Sure. So obviously where we're at right now, there's in education, like we need to incorporate technology like in our lesson planning and in our lessons. We need to be, as teachers, we need to be with the times. So there's a lot of there's a lot of pressure on us as educators to like use technology in our classroom, which we should be doing anyway. But I think relying on technology as like the answer is kind of a dangerous thing. We do need that human element of like an actual teacher. And so me writing this Mr. Washington teacher character as a machine was kind of my way of saying like, yeah, technology is great in the classroom, but what happens when it stops working? Because a lot of times, unfortunately, when we are too reliant on technology in our lessons and something goes wrong, then what do we do then? So, yeah.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah, and man, it's just great how much comedic ammunition you get out of him. It's just, yeah, watching it tonight, he's such a great character. So now we've got some questions, or a question for our actors and our director. I think I'm going to throw it to you last on this one, Mohammed, but I like to hear from our actors on this one. Julia Grace wants to know how acting together on Zoom works. So I know y'all have, I think each of you have done a couple things here with us. So who wants to go ahead and knock that one out first? And then I can call on y'all in an order. So Zoe, then Brittany. How does acting on Zoom work? What is the difference? Like, what is the feeling here?
So I've done some improv stuff. I just think it's really fun. And a big rule in improv is saying yes and to things, and just really having like this open mind of, whatever anybody is bringing to the table, just kind of see where it goes from here. And I think that's a principle that can still be adopted through virtual theater like this. So it was funny that our first rehearsal, and obviously I'm with a bunch of really well-trained actors in here, we were just kind of playing around and doing stuff, and then other people would pick up on that and just be like, oh, okay, let's try this. So with this show specifically, there was a lot of kind of like suspension of disbelief that like, oh, Clarissa's right here, and like with the robot and stuff, like the grabbing things. So I think it's just knowing that you're with a group of artists that are willing to cooperate and be collaborative, and not literally limiting yourself to this Zoom box, and just expecting that there is more to be done than just stand and deliver.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll go Brittany, then Zach.
I think for me, like Zoe said, I've done a couple of these quarantine like Zoom readings. So I think just kind of trying to go back to like the basics of acting, connection to partner, like telling the story is important. For this one, because this was my first kind of like physical comedy on Zoom. So I feel like it was also some like angle work and figuring out like just placement of like, okay, so my mom's over here. So trying to remember sight lines without actually like having it. So that's still like try things. Does it work? And picking up, like Zoe was saying, off of the other actors, but also some like, this didn't work, but let's just try and figure out like how to adjust for Zoom.
Definitely. Zach?
I think it's the thing that's most difficult, especially doing a comedy, is not being able to gauge audience reaction. Just because like what we do so heavily relies on like the people in the room and how they respond to it, like with beats and whatnot and how everything works. But on the flip side of that, it makes you focus more on the work in front of you and the people that you're acting with, rather than worry about, oh, what did people think about this line? Oh, did this line land? How I've been rehearsing it or whatever. So it kind of removes the fear of failure because you kind of just have no idea.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting. You're just sort of in your realm, giving your performance. Denise, did you have something?
Yeah. For me, I definitely miss that eye contact and that like connection to partner, because when you're looking at the camera, you're not really looking at your partner. But at the same time, I feel like it's really teaching me how to pay attention to my words and deliver them in a effective way. We like to use that word in rehearsal with Mohammed. But it's just cool because I feel like it's expanding my tools in my little tool belt, So I feel like I'm just learning a lot, and it's really fun.
Yeah, it's really great to watch y'all get, especially as actors perform in this platform more and more, they get better and better at like just like serving up the line. Like it's really interesting. I'll hear from Zach, and then I want to hear from Muhammad, and then Anna Maria.
Yeah, I know I already said something, but I just wanted to also add, as an actor, a lot of times you aren't in charge of your own tech. But as we saw tonight with me and my tech, it it's a lot to juggle sometimes. And sometimes your Bluetooth speaker will just time out because you haven't used it in a minute, so it just turns off. So you might press play, but
and we can always make edits in post. And
Yeah,
also,
we got edit. We can edit it in
fix
post.
it in post.
and
Right.
also, if you wanted to show our audience what that would look like if you had it set up, then we could.
Oh, I would love to. Thank you.
Uh,
Hey, you go somewhere. Go
but,
somewhere.
we can wait until Muhammad. We can let you set that up, and then Muhammad, you can go ahead and tackle this question. You
Cool.
know what you're answering?
Yeah. So how's acting through Zoom?
Yeah.
What I realized later on through the quarantine series process is that Zoom allows so much more levity for like taking risks as an actor and as a director. As I approached this show, I went in with the mindset that our audience are smart people. Like our audience are not dumb people, so we don't have to dumb things down for anyone. And the physical comedy stuff, like I knew it was gonna read well because I was able to be in a rehearsal room, but I didn't realize how well it was gonna look. Like Zach, Denise, Zoe, Brittany, like for real, like from my point of view as an audience, like that y'all just hit it so much crispier today. And now this show taught me that physical comedy reads through Zoom. And that just like expands the possibility of this storytelling even further. And I don't know, it just makes me really happy, man. I always say that for me, my director philosophy is that my job is to set down train tracks for the show. And if people know that I wasn't here, then I did my job correctly. Fingers crossed. But yeah, man, but that's kind of what the Zoom experience has been like for me from the director's point of view.
Very interesting. It's been awesome to watch you direct on Zoom over and over again, and how your philosophies have grown. Anna Maria, what did you have to say on the subject?
This is tangentially related. Just we're talking about pros and cons of Zoom. Just want to throw in a quick set of pros for the Zoom platform. Human beings, we've been making art for thousands of years, and we've been making it exclusive and inaccessible for just as long. But the thing with Zoom is that it's a bit of an equalizer. There is that technological barrier, but generally, this is a highly accessible form of making art that transcends physical ability, socioeconomic status, and it's just pretty neat. It's really exciting, and everybody can participate from the comfort of their own homes. And this platform isn't going anywhere, even after the quarantine. So thank y'all for being a part of it.
Agreed. Hard agree with that. So our next question.
Do you want to hear that sound before?
Oh yeah, actually, yeah.
Oh yes.
Great, let's do that.
Hey, exclusive blooper reel.
Yeah, I got you. Also, if I open my mouth wide enough, I start playing some sort of music. That's the gag.
Believe that. And we will definitely edit that in post. So yeah, let's go to our next question. From Megna Chugani, I believe.
Megna?
Yes, they ask, when did you start the writing process? So yeah, I mean, I guess when did you start writing this, or maybe when did you start your writing, in your career?
Yeah, so I actually started writing this years ago. But then I kind of fine-tuned it once, I've met with y'all here. As far as like my writing background, I've been writing my own stories and things since I was in elementary school. I actually have my BA in creative writing. So my dream was always to be a published author. which I've had most of my writing success as a playwright. Actually, I've had a number of plays produced around the country and some internationally as well. And some of my plays are published too. And then I also write a lot of horror, like screenplays and short fiction. And I have a book of short stories coming out this summer, actually.
Oh, what's the title?
It takes place in a middle school. It's called The Emaciated Man and Other Terrifying Tales from Poe Middle School. So
very interesting. Be on the lookout.
I got to make a scary middle school setting. So it's 13 stories that all take place in the same school, and different students show up in different stories together, and spooky things happen. Yeah.
So if you found this interesting, which I know you all did, check out Emaciated Man and Other Stories from Poe Middle School.
Yeah, tonally it'll be a little different, but yeah.
Awesome. That's really cool. So glad to have you at the quarantine series. Like, thank you for your words and respecting us, or allowing us to respect your words with this performance. It was really fun. So we've got one more question for Muhammad from the amazing Anna Martinez.
I love Anna.
We just love Anna. She says, I saw a lot of that grabbing stuff. So Muhammad, when you direct, do you try to use where their video screens were placed to do some of that grabbing? How about you talk about, like you said, like this is a very physical show, like talk through like that physical directing a little bit.
Okay, so first of all, thank you, Anna, for the question. I freaking love you, Anna. I love Ariana Renee Martinez, on record, on live, forever solidified on this YouTube link, that I love Anna. But so initially, the first time that I saw someone utilize the Zoom boxes as part of their like blocking and choreography, I believe was Gina's show, like way a minute ago. I forgot which show that Gina directed, but Gina did some incredible, I think it may have been the short plays, but she did like purposeful like Zoom box blocking. And my brain isn't as smart as Gina's brain, unfortunately, as much as I can try to be. And so what I focused on was just point of contact. That as I was directing these actors, because a lot of the choices the actors want to do are organic, are natural. It makes sense. If you're grabbing for someone, you want to grab them here. If you're sliding a contract, you want to slide it down here. There's a lot of the blocking because of Evan's writing, because of the characters that he wrote. A lot of the blocking was natural. How that translated with the physical comedy through Zoom was that initially I took the boxes into consideration, but then I realized that like every single Zoom rehearsal and every single time this Zoom show comes into play, the boxes are always going to be in different orders. And so more than anything, I went in with the anime mindset. I went in with you can watch the show and you can read the subtitles all at the same time. Meaning, as someone is grabbing and someone is being affected by that grab, as the audience, because we're on a phone screen, a laptop screen, whatever it is, because we see all the screens simultaneously, it happens in real time. And so a lot of what affected me in my choices for the physical comedy directing was, how do I get the actors to believe and to perform motivated movements and actions and believable movements and actions, so that the ridiculousness of the situation and the absurdity of the comedy just like emphasizes smoothly even further. And I cannot emphasize how easy it was because of how smart the script was, period. So shout outs to Evan ultimately for writing just such a dope script, and shout out to our actors for being insanely smart, and shout out to our audience for suspending your disbeliefs and just like strapping in. I love that it was effective for y'all tonight, and I'm just excited to see how this expands even further.
Heck yeah, me too.
Me too, bro. Me too.
Awesome. So we're getting toward the end of our talk back here. Before we do sort of wrap up stuff, I want to go ahead and shout out again that the quarantine series is a donate if you can operation. So if you did enjoy what you saw, what you have seen tonight, please consider going to our Venmo at the quarantine series and also our Cash App, the $, the quarantine series, and showing some love that way. And if you can't afford to support us right now, and any donation does help, but you can go ahead and go on our Facebook and our Instagram pages, the quarantine series and the quarantine series HTX on Instagram, to show us love that way. You can always fill out our survey and leave us feedback on our Facebook with reviews. It's always nice. We love those so much. So lastly, I just want to hear any last words from our actors about this process and how it went for you. Then we're going to go ahead and hear from Evan and wrap things up. So if y'all have anything to say, go ahead and give me a hand. I'll do Zach first.
I just wanted to reiterate that while Zoom has a lot of obstacles and a lot of like things to get used to, sort of, and that there is a learning curve, the learning curve is way, way worth it for all of the things that Anna Maria talked about earlier. The access to accessibility that we have through this platform and the fact that we can all get together and work on these plays and create art is incredible and invaluable. And this experience cannot recommend it enough. So if there's anyone in like watching this right now who wants to direct, who wants to act, who wants to have some of your work workshop, you can submit to the quarantine series, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You, writer, director, actor, whatever you want to do, you can submit to the quarantine series and you can be a part of this, and you should, because it's incredible.
Yes, if you go on our website, thequarantineseries.org, all of that information is available. So
And I just dropped a get involved link in the chat right now.
Yeah. Any last words from any of our other actresses? Mohammed, can you go ahead?
Yes. I just wanted to share y'all my shirt. It says, "Caution, dangerous theater ahead." And honestly, like, that's really what this is. Like, you know what I mean? The road is under construction, but at least we constructing it.
Period.
That's it. That's all I wanted to say. But yes, the accessibility is like insane. Like, oh my God.
Heck yeah. No, we are changing the game here. Zoe, what's going on?
I just wanted to give a quick shout out to everybody who's watching, even to all the people who tuned in and maybe aren't still here but did, if you come back and watch it, to anybody who clicks on this link a week from now or a month from now and just watches this. Theater is great because it's a human experience, and even though we are social distancing, we can still have these human experiences. So I know I can't speak for everyone else, although I'm sure it's true. I'm extremely grateful that you guys wanted to partake in that with us, and just wanted to say thanks.
Yes, our lovely audience. We cannot do this without you. We love you. So without anything else from anybody else, we would like to hear from Evan. Evan, what I want to ask is, right now, I know for me, like a lot of my writerly sort of gigs got sort of evaporated with the quarantine, and so I'm wondering what it was like for you to be able to like get your work up somewhere during this quarantine time, and if you'd recommend this process for anybody else. So that's your question.
This has been great. I'm in my little like nerd cave in my garage area right now, and I spend a lot of time here kind of by myself, you know, not except for when my wife or kids come in to say hi. So this has been great, just to like have something of mine out there and hopefully touch people in a way, you know, that's I don't know, a positive way of somehow. I appreciate all the actors and the producers and Muhammad for directing. This has just been great. It's been a tough time, I know, for everybody. For me, you know, I'm just like everybody else. I've had like down days where I feel kind of lonely, and then this is just this is a positive thing that I could definitely take away from this time. This is something I'll always remember. as something that took place, during this quarantine, because now it's on YouTube. I could share this with others. I could maybe share it with my kids someday. This has just been a really good process. So
I'm so glad to hear that. And yeah, like a lot of
for anyone else. Yeah.
yeah, we've got Evan's recommendation. Heck yes. But a large reason of producing this, of starting this, was to really get artists in the room to collaborate and have the spirit of collaboration going, and just that soul food. And so I'm so glad that you got some of that from us. And that's it for our talkback, everyone. I want to thank everybody here, all of our artists who are part of this. Thank you, Evan, for your words. Thank you, Mohammed, for your guidance. Thank you, all of our actors, for your playfulness, and you're so great. Thank you for being here, and to our audience, thank you so much for being with us every week. We love you. Please come back next week. We've got a lot of great stuff lined up. Evan is just the beginning of the great stuff that we've got rolling down the mountain. So check us out next week, and thank you guys so much. Have a great night.